Close your eyes for a second. Picture a field filled with wooden stakes. This isn't a rumor, it's not gossip. It's a message, put there on purpose, so everyone would see it and feel afraid. That was Vlad the Impaler's decision, to turn fear into a system of control. Tonight we're stepping into that field. Not to chase myths, but to look at the people behind the story and quietly ask, was this order or something much darker? Imagine a small town in Wallachia. Market carts rolling in, merchants calling out prices, kids running through the crowd. Then soldiers arrive. Someone's accused, maybe over a rumor. A family is dragged away. Days later, the town understands the new rule. Fear decides who lives. That moment, that realization, is where everything changes. Vlad III was born in the early 1400s. As a teenager, he was held hostage at the Ottoman court. Those years were brutal, and they shaped him. When he came back, he ruled a tiny land trapped between powerful empires. Betrayal was constant. Invasion was always coming. Survival was never guaranteed. Wallachia didn't have a massive army. It was squeezed between the Ottomans and Hungary. Every ruler faced impossible choices. Vlad chose terror, public, unforgettable terror, as a way to force obedience. Impalement wasn't hidden, that was the point. It was meant to be seen. People walking down a road would understand immediately what defiance cost. This wasn't just punishment, it was psychological warfare. In 1462, when the Ottomans advanced, Vlad launched a shocking night attack on their camp. As the army pulled back, later accounts described a so-called forest of stakes. The exact numbers are debated, but the fear it created was undeniable. Try not to get stuck on the statistics. Every number was a real person. Soldiers, nobles, sometimes entire families. Even if later writers exaggerated, the suffering was real, and the terror spread through whole communities. Terror gave Vlad control, but only for a while. It also created powerful enemies. He turned to Hungary for support and ended up imprisoned by King Matthias Corvinus. By around 1476, Vlad himself died violently. Violence has a way of coming back. After his death, his image split in two. In Romania, many remember him as a fierce defender against the Ottomans. Elsewhere, pamphlets painted him as a monster, an image that later inspired Dracula. Historians still argue over fact versus propaganda, but the public cruelty remains impossible to ignore. And here's the uncomfortable truth. You can understand why a ruler under constant threat might turn to fear. Fear works sometimes, but understanding isn't the same as accepting. Those stakes forced people into a choice: obey or disappear. You don't have to accept that logic. Before you scroll away, do one small thing. Remember this story not for the shock, but for the people caught in it. Think about how often leaders use fear and call it necessary. History shifts when we stop treating terror as normal. So after everything you've heard, if a leader said fear was the only way, would you accept it?